the 2K Sports pregame show, sponsored by Kia.
This is the NBA on 2K Sports. Ernie Johnson, happy to be here with my friends, and I mean that, my buddies, my pals, Kenny the Jet Smith and Shaquille O'Neal. Tonight we'll see the Washington Wizards playing against the Boston Celtics. Looking at Boston, they may have some challenges, but this is a game they have had circled on the calendar and want to deliver the top-notch performance they know they can. And Al Horford, who's the leader of this team, we'll be seeing him tonight. Shaq, can a team with Al Horford as their best player win it all?
Well, I love the Dominican Dominator. No disrespect to him, but I think it'll be hard to build around a player like Mr. Horford. You know, he's really good, does everything on the court at a high level, but I don't think he is an elite player yet. But he's still the Dominican Dominator. I still love the guy, but I don't think he's that guy yet.
Well, I love the Dominican defender. I think overall that he's best served as a second option, who at times can become your first option, the Dominican defender.
You know our first option to call this game?
Who's that?
Kevin Harlan. Yeah, true.
Is he Dominican?
Yeah, well, that's a little-known fact.
Hold up.
It's the Eastern Conference on display, featuring the Boston Celtics. Here at the Verizon Center, the fans in Washington, D.C., amped up for their Wizards. Thanks for joining us on this Saturday afternoon. It's the NBA on 2K Sports. Chris Webber's joining us at the broadcast table alongside Greg Anthony and David Aldridge on the sideline. This is Kevin Harlan. Let's get a quick pregame update from David Aldridge, who had a chance to talk with head coach Scott Brooks.
Well, guys, when I asked him what impressed him the most about today's opponent, he immediately referred to the explosiveness on their offense. He said they have so many different ways to hurt you that it's impossible to take away everything. It's just about damage control. And he acknowledged they've got a big job to do defensively. Back to you, Kevin.
Thank you, David. And you look at these lineups, your eyes gravitate toward the backcourt. What do you see there?
Well, I think that's where we'll see the tone set for this game. Controlling tempo, making a difference at the point of attack. Who can take the upper hand?
Yes, good point.
Let's get a nice clean game, huh?
It'll be the Celtics off the tip. So let's take a look at the Boston Celtics starting lineup. Thomas is the point with Bradley to his side. Horford is out there with Johnson. And it's Crowder in at the 3 spot.
Oh, the assist from Thomas, finding the open man. Nice decision offensively.
Here's Wall off the screen, and it's sent back by Horford. Bradley against Beal. Horford with the screen on Beal. Bradley can't get it to go. Stolen by Thomas. Left side, Crowder. And he goes in for the dunk.
Taking the initiative. Crowder going in strong.
Celtics on D. 4-point game. Right side, Wall. To the inside, Gortat. And that comes off the assist by John Wall.
Man, that's just tremendous court vision and timing. That assist was right on the money.
Picked by Horford. Johnson kicks to Horford. Tries again. He lays it in. Horford's got his second basket of the game.
Oh, you can't forget about Horford. I mean, carving out space inside for the putback.
First quarter of play with about a minute and a half gone. Porter kicks to Gortat. And it's Wall in the corner. 6 on the shot clock. Lets a floater go. Morris dishes to Wall. Beal the pass to Wall. Inside. And it's going to be a 3-second call. Wall against Thomas. Johnson sets the screen for Crowder. Thomas against Wall. Pulls it from the elbow. Shoots a 3. Porter pulls it in. For Washington, they've gone 1 of 3 from the field to start this one so far. Morris outside. He kicks it to Wall. And he's good on the 3-ball. Wall's got his first 3 points of the game.
He can be a weapon if he gets going early from long range.
Don't forget about him when he's spotting up like that and knocking him down like that. The offense has to keep getting him the rock.
Now here's Thomas. Johnson outside. Now the dish to Bradley. Down to 5 on the shot clock. And he gets the bucket. Horford's got 6 points.
Oh, he's been basically perfect so far in this quarter, especially on offense.
And it had been something that had been talked about in the past via trade, but Al Horford joined Boston in the offseason via free agency. It was the fit that he wanted team-wise, and Horford was ready for a new challenge. So great fit with this roster and the city of Boston.
Wall with the steal. An easy 2 points on the layup. He's got 5.
And the defense to start that play was terrific. I love the fact that they attacked early in the shot clock.
The pass to Beal from 12 feet out. And that comes off the assist by John Wall. Celtics trail by 3. And here in the first quarter, with a little over 3.5 minutes played, again the miss by the Celtics. Wizards have gone 5 of 7 today so far. Nice shooting to get this game underway. It's Porter atop the key. Count that bucket. Porter's got his first basket.
And it just seems that every pass they make is leading to a score. Just great ball movement.
So the Celtics call timeout, their first. And one of the big issues for the Wizards is making sure they stay fiery on the defensive end. When this team, Greg, gets in trouble, more often than not, it's because they get sloppy on D.
Yeah, and that can hurt them at times. When they don't bother to challenge shooters or miss a rotation, that's when things start to go south. How far this team goes depends on how far their defense will take them.
Getting ready to come in for Washington. Mahinmi's checked in for Gortat. Nicholson comes in for Morris. Oubre's checked in for Otto Porter Jr. And it's Burke in for Beal. And a new group in for the Celtics. Kelly Olynyk's checked in for Horford. Jerebko comes in for Amir Johnson. Brown is checked in for Crowder. And Smart subbed in for Avery Bradley. Now here's Thomas. He's had some playing time, but no scoring yet from him. Six on the shot clock. Bounces high off the rim and drops.
Wow, and like all great scores, Thomas never fazed by a little defensive pressure.
All with it, now guarded by Smart. There's the pick. And here's Wall. 5 points in the game. Dishes to Burke. A three-pointer off the mark. Celtics trail by 3. Just 1 second between the shot clock and game clock. Here's Brown. And that one comes up a bit short.
He's not very smooth down in the low post, but still, he should make those shots regardless.
Burke with it. Right side Wall. And he was fouled in the act of shooting. Chance here now for a three-point play.
No clue how he got that one to fall.
Washington shooting their first free throw of the contest. And that one falls for John Wall. Thomas. No good there. And we reached the end of the first quarter. Washington out in front. They lead by 6. And we'll be back with you right after this. And a chance to hear from Bradley Beal. He came from a football family in St. Louis, but said his mother introduced him to the game of basketball at a young age.
She definitely put the ball in my hand. She's the one who taught me my form, my follow through, and still to this day, she yells at me if I miss a shot. So she's kind of a perfectionist, and she definitely taught me how to shoot. She can shoot it, and she still to this day thinks she can shoot better than me.
Maybe some other NBA players should be practicing with Bradley Beal's mom, because she has definitely honed something special into him.
To be sure. I'm just not sure some of the more delicate NBA egos could handle her trash talking once she beats them in a game of horse.
All right, the second quarter beginning in just a moment. And when you consider how the Wizards are doing, guys, your thoughts?
And we've really seen them get out and establish a real nice rhythm offensively in this game.
Yeah, entering the game with a terrific strategy. The guys are working together, feeding off of one another. That's being reflected in the stat sheet and in the score.
Trey Burke is out there with Bradley Beal. Then there's Oubre. Then there's Andrew Nicholson. And it's Smith in at the 5, roaming the paint. That's the group on the floor right now for Washington. Now here's Burke. Still getting warmed up offensively. No buckets yet in the game for him. And it's Smith missing.
You can bet if he's left open from there again, he's probably going to knock that one down.
And the Celtics certainly following the league trends offensively. Chris, one of the fastest-paced teams in the league, and they shoot a lot of threes.
Well, one of the more data-driven organizations trying to find the most effective ways to score. It's paying off. Last season, they were in the top half of the league in offensive efficiency for the first time in 6 seasons.
Here's Smart after the basket by Washington. Passes it to Thomas. Good, and Smart gets the assist. Thomas got 5 points so far.
And with his usual degree of difficulty, I mean, that's an easy one. Thomas able to just catch and release.
Smith with a screen on Thomas. Burke can't get it to go. Celtics trail by 3. Jerebko kicks to Brown. Thomas dishes to Jerebko. So the whistle blows on the shot, and 2 free throws for the contact right there. The Celtics shooting their first free throws of this game.
And look back a season ago, they did a solid job at the line, about 79% of their free throws.
That's good from Jerebko. Gortat's checked in for Washington. Porter comes in for Kelly Oubre. Then for the Celtics, Al Horford. He's checked in for Kelly Olynyk. Jay Crowder comes in for Brown. And it's Avery Bradley in for Isaiah Thomas. And so he's able to get 1 of 2.
Now, you may have expected the Celtics to improve last season, but to secure a top 5 seed, an 8-win improvement over their previous season, now that's very impressive. They set the longest home winning streak since the Larry Bird era.
Now let's go to the sideline and catch up with our Hall of Famer, David Aldridge.
Guys, you look around the league and the post-up is giving way to more and more pick and rolls, more and more three-point shooting. Some big men don't like it, but Amir Johnson embraces the change. He said, "It's what I do. I'm a big that likes to set screens and roll." Kevin, with his combination of range and finishing inside, has become one of the best at it in the game.
Very efficient, D.A. Thanks. Markieff Morris is checked in for Washington. And a change for the Celtics. Johnson's checked in. Wizards leading by 4. And the Celtics suffering some injuries down the stretch. Fell to the Hawks in the first round of the playoffs.
Well, don't feel bad for them. Still coming into this summer's draft with cap space and 8 draft picks in June, you knew they were poised to make a big leap. Celtics fans hoping they can make an even deeper run this time out.
Now here's Crowder. We're just over 2.5 minutes into the second quarter. Smart passes to Horford. So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up and 2 shots coming up.
And for me, one of the more unsung players in the league, Al Horford, a 2-time national champion at the University of Florida, one of the most skilled and versatile big men in our league, and he hasn't gotten the attention I believe he deserves.
And the first one drops. And with Horford's free agency looming this last summer, last season was a tricky spot for the Atlanta Hawks. Would they be able to keep him?
Yeah, and you go back to the lack of exposure he's gotten. I mean, from the Dominican Republic, he's a Spanish-speaking star. I mean, his marketing and endorsement potential in bigger markets, something he is well aware of.
And Al Horford drops them both.
Yeah, in this quarter, they've had the right approach, driving and drawing, initiating contact, create opportunities, get to the line.
Now here's Wall. 8 points for him. No one covering. 7 points for Beal.
And no matter who it is, that kind of D isn't going to get it done.
1:53 left in the first half. Pick by Horford. They set the screen. The jump hook. Boston. No good that time either. Wizards leading by 5. Left side, Wall. Bradley, that's for 2. And just over 3.5 minutes played here in the second quarter. Picked by Horford. Georgia with the defensive effort.
Excellent D to force that miss there. That took real courage to risk being on the poster, being he's one of the best dunkers in the game. Shocking, he bricked that one. That shot usually is money for him.
Now Crowder after Markieff Morris's three-pointer that didn't go. 56 seconds left now here in the second. Smart kicks to Crowder. Picked by Horford. There's the triple. Another shot. Morris with the rebound.
He just looks off in this one. Can't seem to throw it in the ocean.
Here's Wall. 8 points for him. Outside, Beal. Sinks the three-pointer. Beal's got a pair of triples in the second now for the Wizards.
Well, I guess from that distance, the defense thought he'd dish it off. Oops.
2 seconds separating the shot clock and game clock. Picked by Horford. Bradley, no one around him. That's in there. Johnson with the assist. Bradley's got himself going with the triple, his first basket of the game. Now Wall. Morris a screen. Three-pointer. Here's Gortat. He knocks it down, but wait a minute. The officials are getting together. They may want to review this one. And the teams are going to have to wait before heading to the locker room. They're going to bring out the monitor and see if he got that shot off in time.
And the replay center out in Secaucus delivering the footage. And guys, it sure looks like the shot left his hands just a moment too late.
And they've seen enough. The basket will not count. The quarter has come to an end before the shot.
And still important to have a second look at it. The technology's available, so you've got to utilize it.
Absolutely. And so it's a close game as we wrap up the first half of basketball. Wizards lead by 5. It's time now to go courtside as we send you over to David Aldridge from the sideline. David, take it away.
Bradley, a strong first half for you and the team. It looked like you guys really were ready to play. Was that something Coach emphasized?
Yeah, most definitely. We wanted to hit them first. We weren't going to check any temperatures, as he said, so we were not going to just let guys do what they want to do. We're going to come out and be the aggressor, and we did that.
Obviously have to maintain that in the second half. Thanks for your time. Back to you, Kevin.
Thanks for the great interview, David. And we'll be back for the third quarter of basketball following halftime.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hello again, everybody. Ernie Johnson, joined by Kenny Smith, right there. And Shaquille O'Neal, he's right there. Welcome to the NBA Halftime Show on 2K Sports. After the first 2 quarters of play, it's Washington in control. They lead by 5. Starting with Kenny, your take.
Well, I think to shoot a high percentage, your offense has to be in sync. And in the first half, those guys were sharing the basketball, playing for each other. Now it becomes a matter of being consistent at it.
And Shaq, what are your thoughts on Boston?
Well, I'll tell you what I saw in the first half, Ernie. 3 things. Soft defense, not enough pressure, but they can still win this game. They need to ramp it up. Was that 2 or 3? Doesn't matter. You understand, Ernie.
All right, that is going to wrap up our halftime report as it's just about time for the start of the third quarter.
Welcome back, folks. A lot to see in that shot from high above Washington, the Capitol, the Supreme Court, the Lincoln Memorial. That is one heck of a view. We have a close ball game on our hands as we get set for the second half of basketball. It's been quite a game for Bradley Beal.
And in terms of points in that first half, he's now at a point where we expect him to perform that way.
Oh, yeah, he's crafty, very difficult to defend one-on-one. We may see more double teams roll his way the second half.
Wizards leading by 5.
And you look at the Wizards, they definitely took a step backwards last season. Went from being maybe a dark horse to get to that conference finals to becoming a team that just had to fight to stay in the playoff mix. So going to be interesting to see how they bounce back from the adversity of a season ago.
On the court for the Celtics, Thomas is the point with Bradley to his side. Amir Johnson is out there with Horford, and it's Crowder in at the small forward position. Here's Johnson, following the basket by John Wall. Bradley can't get it to go. And for the Wizards, there were a lot of factors as to why they had a rough season. Lost some key players and dealt with injuries like all teams.
And even with all of those challenges, I don't know that this team is quite as talented as everyone thinks they are. I mean, they do have a good core with which to build around, but you have to temper expectations with this team moving forward.
And we've got an update here, so let's catch up with David Aldridge.
Well, guys, it's always a transition and a difficult one for college coaches to come to the pros, but Celtics coach Brad Stevens made one of the smoothest we've seen after leading Butler to back-to-back national championship games. You hear that buzz from players to opposing coaches. Greg Popovich said, "I really respect what he does. His team executes. I'll still watch his Butler tape. Trying to learn some stuff, to be honest with you. High praise indeed, fellas."
And Popovich, really the godfather of the active coaches right now, D.A. His voice carries certainly a lot of weight in this league. Thank you. Time called here. The Celtics decide to talk it over. And a new group getting ready for the Wizards. Jason Smith, he's checked in for Gortat. Nicholson comes in for Morris. Kelly Oubre's checked in for Porter. And Trey Burke subbed in for Beal. And then for Boston, Kelly Olynyk's checked in for Johnson. Jerebko comes in for Jay Crowder. And it's Brown in for Bradley. Just over a minute and a half have passed here in the third quarter. Thomas dishes to Horford. Unloads from 13. And he wills that one in. Sinking right through off the back iron. Chris, throughout your career, you spent a lot of time down low on the blocks, and we're seeing less of that now, those post-ups that were such a primary option when you played in teams' offenses. Does that concern you? Is that good or bad?
It's concerning from this point. Kids aren't being properly coached in the middle school and the high school level. Kids don't know how to play on the post. When you look back through the history of this game, whether it's been guards or big fellas, the post is not about how tall you are. The post is about how the closer you are to the basket, you usually have an advantage. And if you have game, then that pump fake game down there work and get you to the foul line. And if you are a good passer, then it draws the double team. It changes the angle that the defense has to look inside and play. It helps slow the pace down sometimes in the playoffs when the game gets tough and a little bit more physical. And we can say that everybody's changed their game, but only one team wins a year. So, I don't know if the trend is necessarily not there with big guys not in the post. When I look at guys like Drummond, Blake Griffin, Dwight Howard, Horford, Jordan, Zebo, the Gasol brothers, it's still a lot of post players out there. So I don't subscribe to that opinion that is less on the post. I just subscribe to the opinion that maybe coaches don't want to coach that way because guys have post game. But we just have to see if the game will change. The small ball right now is what everybody loves.
Great perspective. And Washington making a change here. Mahimi's checked in. Smart's checked in for Boston. And so Nicholson nails both of them.
Now look at the Celtics offensively. They have a high rate of assists and a low rate of turnovers. Their roster is not exactly stacked with great scores, but they don't shoot themselves in the foot offensively.
Now here's Thomas. He has 5. Clock at 6. Let's go. Will not go. This is off the front iron. And the Celtics, one of the better teams in the league, taking care of the ball over the last couple seasons.
Oh, well, yeah, and if most people can remember, in the decade prior, turnovers had always been something that haunted this team. Give Brad Stevens and the coaching staff a lot of credit for getting them really to value each possession. He isn't getting it to fall from outside during this half after recording a 3 during the first.
Count it. Good. Jerebko's got 5 now.
Good things come to those who go inside the paint.
Wizards leading by 9. Outside, Wall. 1:07 left in the third quarter. Mahimi a screen. The Wizards with another miss. Celtics shooting a pretty low 34% thus far. Brown wide open. He fires. No good with the triple. Washington's gone 0 of 2 from deep to start things here in the second half. Burke the pass to Wall. Shoots off the screen. Rebounded by Jerebko.
He's really had a rough quarter on the offensive side of the floor.
Thomas goes in. Washington with the rebound.
He may have been trying to work too hard to draw the foul as a result. He misfired on that one.
3-second difference between shot clock and game clock. Burke kicks to Wall. Wall missing again. Pass to Smart. To the inside, Thomas. Nice D from Wall.
And that's the way you want to defend. Nice job there.
That's what I'm talking about. That's just picture-perfect defense there. Really stifled his man and gave him no chance at a clean look.
The third quarter comes to a close. It's the Wizards. They lead by 9. We'll be back shortly live from the Verizon Center. Now let's listen into the huddle of Brad Stevens.
Pace of play is a big part of tonight, okay? Make sure on the bench when we come back, we lift it. We lift it.
One of the team's great young teachers, Brad Stevens, wanting his guys to control the tempo.
Yeah, and he feels if they push it, if they attack intelligently, it's going to be to their advantage.
Well, welcome back as we get set to start the fourth. Our fourth quarter action underway, presented by Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset the lineups. So the Wizards 5 right now. Beal and Porter are out on the wings. Mahinmi is out there with Jason Smith, and it's Wall in at the 1. Wizards leading by 6. Outside, Beal. Back to Wall. From 15 feet away. He can't get that one. Excellent D from Thomas. Wall's gone 5 of 13 tonight from the floor. Here's Olynyk. Good, and the assist goes to Thomas. Thomas got his 5th assist in this one.
And defensively, they are on their heels every time the ball comes inside.
Now here's Wall. The shot's good from Smith.
And the D not really doing its job there. A little slow to react to the ball getting into the paint.
Wall against Thomas. The 3. Wall with some nice D.
But these are just terrible shots he's attempting right now. No reason whatsoever for this kind of horseplay.
And Beal kicks to Mahinmi. Outside, Wall. Again, the miss by Wall.
If he can find himself out there, his team will be in fantastic shape to get this win.
Johnson the screen. There's Thomas with the 3. Rebound by Mahinmi.
The mechanics totally out of whack right now. He's lost his feel for the shot.
Oh my gosh, he's really playing poor out there. It might just not be his night.
And it goes out of bounds. Last touch by Olynyk for the Wizards. Gortat's checked in for Mahinmi. And Morris subbed in for Smith. And a change for the Celtics. Al Horford, he's checked in for Olynyk. Gortat with the screen for Beal. Morris outside. All with it. Now guarded by Bradley. Kicks it to Gortat. And it's good off the back rim and in. And the Wizards lead by 8.
Yeah, that's asking a lot from that defender.
He was dead meat right from the start. He had no chance of stopping him from getting a clean look on that play.
Now here's Thomas. Again, Thomas missing.
Solid rebound there, and with the score like it is, that's an area where they can't afford to get lazy.
Morris with a screen on Thomas. Wall dishes to Morris. It's Bradley on the wing. Back to Thomas. Looking to end his cold spell, and the shot falls short this time. Wizards leading by 8. Outside, Wall. Horford with the rebound. Horford's got 4 rebounds now tonight. And we're about 3 minutes into the fourth quarter. Near the three-point line, it's Thomas. That doesn't go either for Thomas.
Hard to tell if he's just lacking energy in the second half, but it does not look like he's himself out there.
And that one's good by Gortat. Time called here. The Celtics decide to talk it over. They're losing by 10. We've got 1:48 left to play here in the fourth. Okay, well, let's go down to David Aldridge for a report from the sideline.
Hey, guys. Well, I was able to listen in on what Brad Stevens was talking about with his players. The three-pointers have hurt them tonight, and he told his players, we've got to play them better on the three-point line. We can't give them any more clean looks. Kevin?
Thank you, David. Bradley kicks to Thomas. A bit under 3.5 minutes have passed here in the fourth. Back to Bradley to end the drought. That shot no good. Now the Wizards take it the other way. Pass to Wall. The feed to Gortat. And good, coming off the assist by Wall. And now it's a 12-point Wizards lead. For Boston, they've gone just 2 of 8 in this fourth quarter. The final quarter not treating them well so far. Johnson the screen. Thomas passes to Bradley. Boston again missing. The Wizards have gone 4 of 8 in this fourth quarter, shooting an even 50% from the field.
And there's no doubt about this one. Playing with a lot of confidence tonight. It's a statement victory for the Wizards.
They simply ran him off the court.
They set the pace, and their transition game was executed flawlessly.
And a great team effort, but still, what an individual performance for Wall.
What an excellent facilitator he was for them tonight. They were in very good hands anytime they let the offense just flow through him. And those assists just kept piling up.
Morris a screen. Crowder against Porter. Feeds it to Morris. Back to Porter. He dishes it to Morris. 5 on the clock. Again, the Wizards good for 2.
And just a terrific job of taking care of business in front of the home fans.
Well, look, you always want to give your all for your home crowd. And so far, they have done just that.
Near the three-point line, it's Thomas. Great use of the pick to create room for the jumper.
Oh, and you talk about instant offense. Isaiah Thomas absolutely is in that category. Defensively, you have to game plan for this guy.
And so it's Washington easily grabbing this one. Even early on in this one, it seemed like they were happy to be playing at home tonight.
And it makes a big difference. Once they started to really play in rhythm, you never felt like they had any doubts as to whether or not they were going to win.
And now let's catch up with David Aldridge, who's standing by from the sideline. All right, Dave.
Thanks very much. John, congrats on the win. What was the key to getting it done tonight?
Well, man, we do a good job of helping. We know it's not one-on-one matchups. We do a good job helping, and that's our job is to come out here and play. And the way we play here, man, is we got to find a way to play on the road.
Yeah, your game has to be able to travel, and we'll see what you guys can do with that. Thanks, John. Back to you, Kevin.
David, thank you as always. And that's going to do it tonight, folks, for our broadcast. For Chris Webber, Greg Anthony, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan. Thank you for being with us. We'll see you later.
The 2K Sports post-game show.
Kevin, thank you. Superb. And now let's move on to the presentation of our Jordan Player of the Game, John Wall. Tonight's performance is what we've come to expect. He was a leader, not just in numerical categories, but in motivating his teammates. Kenny, what did you like about his game?
Once again, John Wall proving that he has developed into one of the NBA's true superstars. The choices he makes with the basketball in his hands are so intelligent. Great job tonight. The smartest player on the floor tonight. He had the defense guessing all night long.
At the offensive end, he was a terrific option for them all night. Maybe not spectacular, but definitely dependable. And you'll take that every time.
And that's it for tonight, but we've got a whole new NBA season ahead of us. For Shaquille O'Neal, for Kenny the Jet Smith, for Kevin Harlan, wherever he might be, and the entire 2K Sports crew, I'm Ernie Johnson. We'll see you again very soon.